But I liked, which one is he referring to? What cover is that for the Daredevil 184?
I'm trying to remember now. Daredevil 184.
Really, Bob?
Blanking.
Really, Bob?
They're all good to me, though, bro.
Look, he hates when I put him on the spot.
Yeah, asshole.
You just 3-year anniversary, here it comes.
Hey, thanks for leaving that one in the video, buddy.
There you go. That's staying in there, buddy. Daredevil. Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today is episode 111 of the brand new Coffee and Comics Show. And as you can see, I'm not alone. I got my good friend Bob here with me. Bob, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. 3 years, man. Looking forward to celebrating in this episode.
Yeah.
Man, this is awesome.
It is. You were actually here for the 2-year anniversary.
I was.
That's how long we've been friends. This is like my longest friendship I've ever had.
Woo!
Go figure, right?
Right.
He is correct. This is our 3-year, this week is our 3-year anniversary week. Mm-hmm. I believe the anniversary is the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. And I also want to give a shout out to 2 of my buddies because they're celebrating 3 years as well. Comic Tom 101, he was 2 days before me, and Reggie from Reggie Collects was 2 days after me. So
wow.
Within 1 week, all 3 of us started doing comic book content on YouTube.
That's
so
awesome.
Happy anniversary to those 2 gentlemen and us. 3 years, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So you know what? Some things never change. And we always start with the coffee that we're drinking today.
Yes.
And right now we're drinking coffee from Mocha Express, the official coffee shop of Comics with Bueller. They've been pretty much on board for all 3 of these years, so thank you, Mocha Express. What are you drinking today?
Not coffee this time.
You know what? 3 years.
Because it's late in the day, and I've had so much coffee today. I have a green tea with some vanilla sweetener inside of it, and it's really good.
Very nice. It's not called tea and comics. It's called coffee and comics.
There's no caffeine in that sucker.
Whatever, man. That's ridiculous. Well, you know what? I have regular black coffee.
Black coffee.
Because that's what you need for the 3-year anniversary to kind of combat the tea stuff that's sitting over there.
Side note, I am back on my weight loss program, and I've lost 6 pounds. So,
yeah?
So that was another piece of this as well.
You know, I have a lot of people asking me about eating chalupas with you, so we might have to push that diet off a little bit. So we'll get to that in a little bit there.
All right.
Real quick before we get started, I want to say welcome to a few new Patreon members. We have Funkos and Comics with Chris. That's one person, Funkos and Comics with Chris. And then we also have Anthony Gross, who just joined literally minutes before we're taping this, because we're taping this pretty early on a Friday because, you know, there's stuff going on this weekend. I think there's like a game on Sunday or something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know who's ever playing there. Tom Brady, I don't know. Troy Aikman still playing? I don't know.
No.
So thank you to our new Patreon members, and if you want to join our Patreon, it's $3.99 a month, the price of one comic book. If you think we provide the value worth one comic book a month, feel free to join our Patreon. So thank you very much to these new ones and our existing Patrons. You guys help keep the lights on and apparently pay for some tea as well.
Thank you.
There you go. Also, I want to say thank you. Last week we had some super chats from Thomas Jackman. I think that's like his 3rd week in a row that he's super chatted. He gave us like a super sticker. I don't even know what those are, but it works. It's a super chat, but you just put a little sticker emoji thing in there. So thank you, Thomas, for that. Very much appreciated.
Keeping
also,
us flush in chalupas.
there you go. More chalupas. Like I said, screw that diet. Forget about it. You know? So I just want to say thank you to him, and also, like I said, thank you to our Patreon members. Let's do a quick rundown of our show today. We'll have our first 5. We'll have our topic, which is the 5 comics you would save from a fire or natural disaster. 5 ones you would save, okay? Not ones you would read for, you know, like Desert Island type thing. 5 ones that you would save because they have some kind of either economic value or personal value or whatever. So that's the 5 we're looking for. Then we have our final 5 books. And then we'll have Robbie's pick. We'll have Was It Good as well. We'll tell you what we read last week and what we're looking for next week. And then we'll have some random thoughts. And during our random thoughts, we're going to talk about our 5 books that we would save for ourselves.
Yeah.
The reason this came up is because, for one, I wanted to do something kind of fun on the 3-year anniversary. And for 2, this actually came up last year when the house almost burnt down.
That's right.
And luckily it didn't. But I had to sneak back in the house and grab some books or whatnot, you know, and I grabbed 4. There is a 5th one. There's always been 4, but now there is a 5th. So I've added, there's 5 now, so I get to share the 5.
Sweet.
So it's pretty cool. So that's kind of why this came up, and I just want to have some fun with it on the 3-year anniversary. And I just want to say thank you, everyone, for 3 great years. And it's gone by fast.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, seriously, you've been here a year now.
A year now.
And it doesn't seem like it's been a year.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Although we had the worst year ever.
Seems like it's been 5 years. We survived it.
We survived
We
it.
did. We survived it.
Absolutely.
Think of last year, 2 years ago, or 1 year ago, before everything had happened. And we're literally sitting in early February. And we're like, what's this thing I heard on the news about somebody getting sick?
Right.
That's basically what it was. And, here we are a year later. And we've survived. We're still kicking and doing our thing. So
Yeah, for sure.
thank you for joining me yet again for another
Thank
anniversary.
you for allowing me to be here.
There you go. And hopefully next year, the 4-year anniversary, you'll be here as well.
I sure hope so.
So there you go. Me too. But let's go ahead and get started with our first 5 brought to you by Comic Proline. And Bob, why don't you go first?
Sure thing. I couldn't get to my short boxes because we're doing some remodeling, so I just brought some of the books that I picked up on my pull list this week.
Thanks.
And so we got Venom number 33. Haven't had a chance to read it yet.
I did.
Have you? Strange Academy number 8.
Nice.
Awesome stuff. Then I got Firepower number 8. Really love that title. Then I got the Alex Ross Timeless variant for Hawkeye, which
Wasn't that nice?
that was very nice.
Yeah.
I hope they do the Punisher.
Vision is the next one. That'll be on the next Avengers book.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know about the Punisher one yet.
Oh, wow. And the other one is Star Wars The High Republic issue number 2.
There you go.
There's my first 5.
Not bad at all. All right, I got my first 5. And these ones were actually sent to me by Blackbox Comics.
Sweet.
Out of all this time talking about these books, they finally hit the stores on the exact same day. And they weren't planning that to happen, but that's just the way it goes with Diamond sometimes.
Yeah.
So they sent me a Shino Cage, Shadow of Death number 1. That is the regular cover by Blackbox Comics. And this is the variant cover for that one.
Can't wait to read that book.
Yeah, you got a copy. Got an extra one for you.
Thank you.
Here's the one I've been talking about forever because I read it a long time ago. Devil's Dominion number 1. That is the regular cover. And then we have the variant for that one as well. Didn't know about that one. And then another variant. I'm going to kind of cheat, even though it's the same color. This is the shiny one. So this is actually 6 books. Whatever.
Whatever.
But this is the shiny goodness. It's like all the metal chrome thing or whatnot, for the regular cover. I love that one. You can get that on their website.
That's amazing.
It is really cool. The camera doesn't do it justice. You have to literally take it out in the sunlight and let it glow. That's what it will do. But like I said, these were sent to me by Blackbox Comics. You can go to the website, blackboxcomics.net. You can purchase any one of these books. I believe they're on there right now. You can just enter the code Bueller10. You save 10%. On your purchase. So these are their brand new releases. They've been trying to get these out for months. They're finally hitting now stores. You probably didn't see them because not a lot of stores ordered them because, like I said, there was a delay and big mix-up or whatnot, and that's all garbage.
They were solicited quite a while ago.
They were a long time ago, and they just got pushed and pushed. Like I said, they've been done. I read the Devil's Dominion 6 months ago, and now it's out. So now's your chance to go get it. So that's my first 5. Not bad at all.
Great first 5.
There you go. All right, let's move on to our topic. And our topic is also brought to you by Blackbox Comics. You guys know the deal. I already said it a little bit ago. But our topic is the 5 comics you would save from a fire or natural disaster. And this is after you save everyone else, like the cat, the dog, the family, all that stuff. This is only when you're like, okay, we're good, but I got about 10 minutes to go, and I can grab $5. So this is what that is. After everyone's out, even grandma, even the mother. Well, maybe not the mother-in-law.
Nope.
Sorry, mother-in-law. Oh yeah, I had to grab my comics. I had to choose left or right.
Comics, mother-in-law. Comics, mother-in-law. Okay, comics.
There you go. So there was a lot of comments on this, and a lot of great different takes on this. And we asked why you would choose these 5 comics as well. So I am up first, and this is from No Good Comics. He says, great content, Bueller, and I love the show you do with Bob. Hey, there you go, Bob.
Thank you.
That's the coffee one that he's talking about. There you go. Because you're not on the other ones.
That's just true.
There you go. My 5 comics I've saved are X-Men number 1, because it's X-Men number 1. Saga number 1, Love Saga. I think, is that coming back?
It is.
I hope so.
There was just an advertisement about it, but it is coming back.
They ended, what, 50? On the
57, I think.
Okay. Let's see. X-Men number 129. I love that book and got it signed by Chris Claremont himself. That's awesome. X-Men 12 because he's the Juggernaut. Is that the first appearance of Juggernaut, probably?
Yes.
I think it is, yeah. And Hulk 271 because I got it signed by Al Milgrom, who I got to meet in 2019. He's the guy who helped my dad get a job at Marvel back in the 80s. Humble guy, too. That's pretty cool.
Wow. That is really cool.
I'm curious to see what your dad did at Marvel.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. My dad didn't work at Marvel.
Neither did mine.
Man. Did you get some free books?
Yeah, there you go.
Those are some awesome books, man. The X-Men number 1, that would be great to have. You know, that's
For sure.
just an amazing book. That's been on my list multiple times. I've kind of passed. I have the facsimiles, so that's going to kind of do it for me now. But I don't think I'd save any facsimiles. I think I'd probably let those go.
Yeah.
But if it was the real deal, I might grab it.
So looking at these, are we talking about the actual Uncanny X-Men number 1, or are we talking about Jim Lee's X-Men number 1?
I think it's probably Uncanny X-Men number 1.
That's what I'm thinking,
too. Because he also says, well, actually, I'm sorry, because back then it was just called X-Men.
Yeah.
Because Uncanny didn't start until later
You're
on.
right. That's exactly right.
So there you go. Because look at that. What's that say? The X-Men.
The X-Men.
There you go. Prove them wrong. All right, I got the next one as well. Okay, this next one is from Joseph Barbera. He said, a lot of books to get next week. I had a cat like yours, and he would always be checking out my food. LOL. My cat is making an appearance in the preview videos now when I'm eating chalupas. Yeah. Because that's the thing now, apparently.
Right.
I gotta eat chalupas.
That's so gross.
Gross, come on. 5 books I would save are high-priced books such as Giant Size X-Men number 1, ASM 14 and 129, that's the Punisher one.
Yeah.
Hulk 181, that's obviously the Wolverine. And House of Secrets 92, is that the first Swamp Thing?
I think it just might be.
I'm
pretty sure.
Tough decision, but these books would be harder to replace. Absolutely, those are all money books. What's ASM 14? That's something.
I know,
they're all something.
I don't know what 14 is. I know 13 is Mysterio.
Okay.
But I don't remember what 14 is.
Green Goblin? I don't know.
Maybe. No.
I don't know. It's a good one.
Yeah.
The first 20 issues of ASM have first appearance of a character in it.
Pretty much.
For every one of them.
Yeah.
So, anyway, those are pretty good. Do you have any of those?
Let's see. I do not. I do not have any of those.
I have 2 of them.
I know you do. You know, since I've come back to collecting, I haven't grabbed a Grail like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's that expensive.
The Giant Size X-Men number 1 is my only other real Grail that I want in my collection.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had it. I've always wanted it. I have the facsimile that's doing just, and I have some reprints of the different covers and type things. But I've always wanted a Giant Size X-Men number 1. Never had it. Hopefully, that would be my big 3 books that I've always wanted. So maybe someday it'll find its way here. I'm looking for
So Giant Size X-Men number 1, Iron Man number 1, and what else?
Well, Iron Man, I still want the Iron Man, but it's more for my daughter.
Oh, okay.
That's because that's kind of her thing for her set. She likes Iron Man, so I'm putting that together. So the big 3 I've always wanted was Hulk 181, ASM 129, and Giant Size X-Men number 1.
Okay.
Those are the 3 bigs. And I got 2 of them, 1 more to go. Low grade 2.0, perfect.
Yep. For me, it's Fantastic Four number 5 and Daredevil number 1.
There you go. We're still working on it.
Working on it.
All right, Bob, you got the next one.
Sure thing. All right, the next one comes from Ricardo Cabrera, the number 1 winner of my giveaway.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. He says, laughing out loud, Bueller eating Taco Bell. You should have invited Bob to help. As for the 5 books, I would say from Natural Disaster, Punisher War Journal number 1, Ghost Rider number 1, Marvel 2-in-1 number 1, Thor number 1, and X-Men Forever number 1. Those are my favorite 5. First of all, I just want to say the whole eating of the chalupa I think is a weird thing.
Okay.
But only reason it's weird is because for most of the time you're not talking, you're just eating.
What am I supposed to do?
I know. It's like I thought about that myself.
People are saying in the comments, they're like, you should discuss something. I'm like, I'm trying to eat.
Right.
It's not polite to eat with your mouth open. Plus, there'd be chalupa falling out of my mouth.
Right.
So I'm actually trying to get through it as fast as I can to speed up the video. But him saying that Bob should join me, he is not the only one to say that. So we're going to go off a little bit of a tangent right here.
All right.
So Bob, you talked about your diet. Is there any room for a few chalupas in this diet?
Yeah,
because you sent me a picture of you eating a chalupa last week.
I did, man. I can have cheat days, right?
Okay.
So like this Sunday for Super Bowl, I'm eating what I want.
There you go.
Right, not the whole day. But
Okay.
for a meal, I'm going to do pepper bellies, man. I'm going to take it down.
Okay, so Tuesday is normally the night when I film the preview video, okay? And that's when I go get the chalupas to eat. Because right now I have to eat 3 of them, and it looks like I might have to eat a 4th one this next time around.
So you're saying I have to eat 4?
Maybe we could start you out slow.
Okay. maybe 1 for year 2. How about that?
Something like that. How about that?
And then I could talk while you're eating. So
there you go.
That'll help
we
you
can
out.
go back and forth and stuff like that. And the cat could jump on the table and do the whole cat thing and stuff like that.
There we go.
This is just for fun.
Yeah.
I don't take it too seriously, and that's what the preview video. If you're watching that and you're just looking for the comics, just watch that part. The end of the video, and that's why it's at the end, because you don't have to watch it. It's just for fun. It's just there. We're having the Bueller moment, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
well, you wouldn't be able to talk to me while you're eating, so maybe I'll just read famous quotes from comic books while you're chewing in there.
There you go.
I don't know. We'll do something.
I take that last part and I cut it up. I put it on another channel just by itself.
Do you?
On the Travis T channel. So it's just it's the title is Middle-Aged Man Eats 3 Chalupas with His Cat.
How many views you got on that one?
Like 6.
I love it.
That's not bad, right? Anyway, what was this guy's thing? Punisher War Journal. I like that book. That's one of my favorites. Okay, we're gonna go to the next one. All right. Okay, you're up next.
All right, Oliver Ortiz is the next one. He says, this question is too painful to dwell on for long. I completely feel you on that one because I was in turmoil over this. He says, so I guess Fantastic Four Volume 1, Issues 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ugh. Next question, please. Man, I want a chalupa.
Chalupa's catching on. 2021 is the year of the chalupa. I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure.
You're welcome, Taco Bell. And this segment brought to you by Taco Bell. That is the goal for 2021.
There you go. Well, as long as you get that cool Taco Bell advertisement money, man.
That'd be really nice.
But you can't go wrong with the Fantastic Four books, and like I said, even my Ultimate Grail is in there. So, love it.
But he said the painfulness, and this question is a little painful.
It is,
because for one, you got to consider the situation it's involving. Okay, a tragedy or something like that, or a disaster that's happening, and this has happened to people. Okay, house fires happen or floods or stuff like that. So if you're watching, you've experienced. My heart goes out to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let alone losing comics, but just losing the stuff in your home, is just devastating.
Irreplaceable stuff.
Irreplaceable. The pictures, the records, and all that stuff. So, this is meant to be fun, but it's a little tragic at the same time. And like I said, it's a little painful, but you know what? Pain's good.
There we go. He's going to eat that pain today.
But a lot of people mentioned Fantastic Four books. That was a comment. Fantastic Four and X-Men were 2 of the biggest ones.
For sure.
But, grab what you can, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, you got the next one as well.
All right, this one comes from Dinks. Love that name. He says, I have so many beloved books. Saving 5 would just be salt in the wound. I hear you, brother.
Yeah.
Let them all burn. That's great. And then show my insurance agent my CLZ catalog. That's an idea, man.
Let's talk about insurance a little bit, because I've heard that homeowners insurance will only cover a certain amount for collectibles and the comics and stuff like that. But there is separate insurance that you can get for comic books. Mm-hmm. From what I've heard from other people, I think Reggie from Reggie Collects talked about it a little bit on his channel. That being said, one thing that I've done, obviously, I have a video archive of my books throughout just the channel. So, through my channel, I've showed all my books, a large percentage of the books in my collection. So that shows, if something were to ever happen, look, I do have these books. I can show it to you. I can prove it to you on a video. That's something I recommend people doing. Just have it for your records. I did that on my Fantastic Four books, on my Avengers books, on my Spider-Man books. And I just went through it was called Comic Book Collections, and I showed every book I had. Mm-hmm. That's a nice little encyclopedia to have of what is in your collection, and it might help you out if something were to happen, because you have that. Of course, you got like upload that file in the cloud.
Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
cloud thing that doesn't go away. I mean, I think it's make believe, but whatever.
Yeah. No, but with insurance, one of those things you do have to be careful with, because if you have it covered under homeowners insurance, you're not going to get the value of your comics. It's only a percentage. So that's great advice.
Yep. All right, you're up next as well.
All right, this one comes from Ed Blackwell. He said, if I could only save 5 books, it would be Fantastic Four 48, 49, 50, and 52. These were a few of my dad's and are irreplaceable. The last one is Marvel Team Up Annual number 5. It was one of my first books, and it has always been my favorite.
That's cool. Another Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And
is on the list.
But valued because it was his dad's, which I think is really cool.
I wish someone in my family collected comics. Nobody did. As far as I know. None of my brothers or sisters, obviously, but none of my grandparents or parents or anything, uncles, aunts, nobody was into comics. And I wish I had something like that was handed down through the family and stuff like that. There was a gift for, hey, this was your father's or your mother's or something, or older brothers. Mm-hmm. And really, when I think about it, I don't have a lot, from my generations of my previous family. Like my grandfather, I have like a painting of his, and that's really special. And I actually have some of his liquor bottles. They're still full, so I mean they're aged wine and stuff like that. Because he was a big social drinker type thing. He wasn't like an alcoholic, but he liked to go, and he was a salesman, and he did the whole, hey, what's going on, schmoozing and everything and stuff. Right. And so I have I remember his liquor cabinet as a kid. It was just awesome. I never drank anything. I'm up next. This is from Apex Comics. He says, 5 comic books I would save and why. Conan number 7 from 1971, my first comic. Incredible Hulk 172, Hulk's first battle with Juggernaut, childhood memories. Fantastic Four number 72, Silver Surfer, great Kirby cover. X-Men number 95 because it cost 25 cents. And Dark Knight's Returns number 1, significant history and great story. Yeah. Okay, so this brings me to something that came up just a little bit ago, right before we started filming. And so this is 5 comics that you would save from a fire. There's another topic we want to do down the road, and it's 5 comics you would take with you to a desert island, or 5 storylines. Okay, mm-hmm. So there's a big difference between what you would take to a desert island to read, mm-hmm. and 5 comics you would save, like a monetary value or something like that. The Dark Knight Returns is one of those books or series that I would take to a desert island to read. Yeah. Secret Wars. I kind of threw it out there, but I was kind of joking. The Phoenix Saga, which is like 3 years long. But something like that. So we are going to do that down the road to where 5 story arcs that take to a desert island. I think that'd be a really fun topic because some people got a little confused. Even Bob was confused.
I did.
He showed up with 5 trade paperbacks and stuff.
I did, man.
Watchmen's in there. Of course, Watchmen's in there.
And it's like, I was in such turmoil over this. And then I come in, you're like, no, that story is just 5 books. Yeah. But yeah, so there is going to be a difference. So we are going to hit the 5 comics to a desert island. That's probably ways down the road. But that is definitely a topic we want to hit. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. For sure. But it sounds like Apex Comics kind of put both in there because he has the regular books and then he has the significant history and great story for Dark Knight's Returns, and really you have to have the whole set. You do have to have the whole set. Enjoy that book the way it's meant to be enjoyed. So, which, like I said, is one I would take with me for sure. So, there you go. We are going to hit that topic. We will. It's definitely on the list. So. All right, I got the next one as well. This is from J.R. Claridad. He said, last year we had a typhoon in the Philippines called Ulysses. The wind was so strong and trees fell and punctured my roof right on top of my comic collection. They were in short boxes, and fortunately the boxes did their job. I was able to save all my comics with some little damage. Now the attic is all fixed, and I invested in proper shelves. I personally would save all my comics, but if I could choose 5 books, it'll go from expensive ones, so I can probably sell them to get new comics, namely Young Avengers number 1, CGC 9.5. Is 9.5 a grade? It is a grade, and it's not common, but there were some comics out there that were graded at 9.5.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. VIP Red Label. Batman Adventures 12, Ultimate Fallout 4, CGC 9.8, Venom 3, third print, and ASM 300 newsstand. Now, like I said, this happens to people.
Yeah.
This is not just a scenario we're just having fun, you know. Floods happen. You know, what was the guy, Comic Book Man, okay? Sure, everyone probably watched that show at least once. Mm-hmm. But one of the guys there was from New Jersey. Yep. And they had the big flood there. And he lost all his comics in his basement. Mm-hmm. And that was actually something that they talked about in the show. And so, I can't... We get so attached to these books. It's like he was like, oh, it's hard to do. You know, it's painful, man, just to think of it, you know, because when you think about the main things that people will really enjoy, okay, it's like family heirlooms or whatnot, pictures and stuff like that can't be replaced. And the very first thing after that is something that's collectible, something that you poured your time and energy into, like comic books or Hot Wheels or whatever your collecting passion is, that you've dedicated years and years to.
Yeah.
And to have to sit there and either decide to let it go or start over, you know, if you've lost everything, it's not an easy choice to do, man, because all that time and effort you put into it kind of gets wiped away really fast. So it's a little heartbreaking. Can
I classify my ex-wife as a natural disaster? Because, I mean, I lost my comics because of that whole thing. You know?
I got one of those too.
Can I claim that pain, man?
That's what happened to my comics as well. It wasn't a house fire.
No, it was a
dumpster fire.
It was a dumpster fire, yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. All right, I got the next one here. This is from Johnny Rutt. Mm-hmm. He says, if I had to save 5 comic books, they would be Thor number 165 and 166, ASM 316, Venom number 3, What If number 10. All of these books are very precious to me because my wife bought all of them for me out of love, because she supports me in my hobby and respects the feeling I get when I get my favorite books.
That's awesome.
God, I love her. Great video, Bueller. Love watching the upcoming comic books. First off, I want to say, Johnny Rutt's wife, we're just going to dedicate this to you. That's awesome. You know what? I mean, he's got a wonderful... We just talked about horrible ex-wives. Mm-hmm. We've each got one of those. He's got himself a wonderful wife that buys him comics. So to Johnny's wife, you're awesome. Keep up the good work. And keep buying those comics for Johnny. So
absolutely.
Very cool,
I just want to shout out my wife, Tina, because I got a good one now.
Yeah.
Who buys me comics and supports my comic collecting. And so I'm very happy about that.
Never had a woman buy me comics.
No?
No. My sister did.
We'll get you one. We got 1-800-Bueller out there, man.
My sister, but that doesn't even count.
That doesn't count.
That's like my sister. Oh, you're handsome. Thanks, sis. What the hell else are you going to say?
Right.
And Mom bought me comics. That doesn't count either. Someday.
We're working on it, man.
A regular lady.
1-800-Bueller, baby.
Come on, man. All right, Bob, you're up next.
Sure thing. Next one comes from Mr. Ranman91. He says, your question is really hard for several reasons. I have the whole run of Uncanny X-Men and would just be devastated that it was gone. Also, I have a lot of signed books, so getting some of them replaced would be tough. That being said, I would have to go with my X-Men number 1, my most expensive book. Great choice. And 94, signed by Chris Claremont and Bob McLeod. Yeah, you can't replace that.
Yeah.
And then my 3 signed Stan Lee books, X-Men number 3, 8, and Fantastic Four Annual number 3. The Wedding of Sue and Reed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But this is a question I don't even want to think about laughing out
loud. Like I said, this question was meant to be a little hard.
Yeah.
Meant to make you think about it. And books like that, signed books, especially books that you can't get signed again, Stan Lee.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, those are irreplaceable because I'm assuming that he had those signed himself. And getting a book signed yourself is different from buying a book that's already signed. Okay? Having the moment sitting there and like in front of Stan Lee or Chris Claremont or whoever and having them signing in that little interaction you have, you remember that, as opposed to I went to eBay and they had the X-Men 94 on there and it was signed by Chris Claremont, so I just bought it.
Yeah.
Even though it's verified, whatever you want to call it, it's just not the same. We all know this. This is no big secret.
Yep.
But, like I said, it was meant to be a little hard. And those are the things that can't be replaced. The signatures really can't be replaced. Every book, there's no like one copy of a book that's out there. But there is only one copy of, X-Men #3 that you had signed by Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Personally. That's the only copy. And to replace that, it's impossible. So, here's to never having a fire or flood.
Hey, absolutely.
There you go. No natural disaster. We're all good. Everything's in a bubble.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Bob. You got the next one.
All right. So the next one comes from Funks and Comics with Chris. He says, "Hey there, Bob and Bueller. Longtime listener, first-time writer. Haha. The 5 books I choose would be the first appearance of Electro, signed by Stan Lee. Daredevil 7, the first appearance of the red costume. Great choice. Yep. Superior Spider-Man #1, signed by Ryan Stegman and Dan Slott. Absolute Carnage #1, signed by Donny Cates. And Daredevil 184, it's a great cover. Yes, it is. Really love the show and recently just joined the Patreon. Keep up the great work, guys."
Yep, they did. We actually just mentioned them earlier in the show. They did join our Patreon, so thank you again. Appreciate that.
For sure.
And I like this one because he's got a variety of brand new books with old books.
Sure.
And that's kind of cool. And the thing that's significant about them, for the most part, is they're signed.
Right.
And we kind of talked about that. Now, Donny Cates will be with us for a long time.
Yep.
And he'll be signing a lot more books. He'll be signing a lot more, what was that, Absolute Carnage or whatnot?
Yep.
So that's going to be out there for quite some time. But the other ones, what we were talking about, the Stan Lees, the people who are no longer with us or no longer do signings or whatnot, those ones are the ones that are hard to get replaced and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but I liked, which one is he referring to? What cover is that for the Daredevil 184?
I'm trying to remember now. Daredevil 184.
Really, Bob?
Blanking.
Really, Bob?
They're all good to me, though, bro.
Mm-hmm. He hates when I put him on the spot.
Yeah, asshole.
You just 3-year anniversary, here it comes.
Hey, thanks for leaving that one in the video, buddy.
There you go. That's staying in there, buddy. Daredevil's my boy.
He is.
All right, so I got the next one here. This is from, God, good luck on this one. Rel Relics Simone's? I don't know. Close enough. Just started collecting this year, so 5 books. Last Ronin #1 and my King in Blacks. New collector.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Just to know that you're collecting just started right now, I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to put that in there because you are a new collector. Because it's not about, like, being a collector for the last 40 years or having books that are, 40 years old or 60 years old. To this person, they enjoy what they just got. Because they just got into it and it already means something to them. So that's what he would share. So that's why I wanted to read that. New collector, old collector, it doesn't matter as long as you're a collector.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Come on.
All right, I got the next one as well. This is from Lawnstorm 01. Lawnstorm? I don't know. Lawnstorm 01. You got it. I already have my Go box near the door. It has Hulk 1, Giant Size X-Men #1, Daredevil #1, Batman Adventures 12, and Daredevil #3, and about 20 other books, along with an encrypted 512 gigabyte flash drive with all our photos, family videos, photos of licenses, certificates, bank accounts, etc. So he's ready.
I don't think I've ever heard of a comic book collector that's a prepper, too.
I believe it. I'll tell you, there was a lot of people that said that.
Really?
There was a lot of people that they already have a Go box, and they already have their books ready to go in case, like, a certain amount of books ready to go. And there was maybe a half a dozen people who said this. And
wow.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's amazing.
And it wasn't just 5 books. I mean, literally, like, I have my short box ready, the ones I would take.
I wonder how many of them are Boy Scouts.
I don't know. But, I mean, a short box is a perfect size.
Yeah, it is.
It's perfect. Long box is too heavy. Short box is perfect.
You ain't running out with that long box.
even for, like, other stuff, like your documents or whatever, because it's a file box.
Right, right.
So, like, I put together a short box when I came back in the house after the fires and stuff, or when the fires were going on, and I pretty much made my Go box out of a short box for not comics, just my stuff, the stuff he was talking about.
Right, right.
The licenses, the documents, stuff you need. It fits everything perfectly, And then I had my few books that went along with it, and I put in that box just in case.
Perfect.
And then, of course, I had some extra time on my hands, so I made another short box.
Yeah.
Just full of comics.
That's awesome.
The more time you got, the box gets a little bit bigger.
You can't help it.
Exactly. Very cool. But yeah, a lot of people have that. A lot of people are ready to go, man. They're like, I got my books, I'm ready. But that tells you where they stand on the food chain.
Right.
That's how important those books are.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that.
All right, you got the last one.
All right, this one comes from Dude Jr. Ryan. He said, I'd save my Incredible Hulk 181, my Giant Size X-Men #1, Fantastic Four 48 and 49, and Avengers 4, because they have survived this long, and what a shame it would be if they went up in flames. Bonus, I have a short box with my first comic, ASM 151, my mom bought me when I was a kid, and a mix of ASMs I bought with change my grandma would give me for doing chores. Some of the highlights are ASM 238, 252, and 260, The Secret Wars 1 through 12, and She-Hulk #1. These fine ladies have passed on now, and the comics I bought off spinner racks as a kid are more valuable to me than any I collected anywhere else. Great comics and even greater memories.
That's right.
I love that comment.
Yeah, that's why I wanted it to be the last one, because that's great comics and even greater memories attached to those comics.
Yeah.
Whether they're from friends or family, your grandmother, your mother, your father, or just your neighbor or whatnot. You always, that's one thing I noticed. Nobody forgets where they got a book from.
Yeah.
For the most part. If it's a gift, there's a story. Obviously, there's a story in the book, but there's a story attached to each book.
Usually there is.
For the most part. If you didn't just get it at your LCS, okay, just like I normally get my books, and if you got some books some other way, there's always a little story attached to it.
For sure.
Who gave it to you? Where did you get it from? Where you were at? And those are the stories that we share with each other all the time.
All the time.
I've heard many of Bob's stories. Bob's heard many of mine. You guys have heard many of my stories.
For sure.
And you guys share those stories with everyone that's around you that's in the comics. That's what makes it so great.
It makes it amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It is. It really is.
That's why there's a difference between these 5 that you would save, and 5 that you would take with you to a desert island. Okay?
Right.
The 5 you would save, they have those great comics and even greater memories attached to them.
Yeah.
And
that was one of the reasons why when I first met you, I mean, I only had like an hour and a half. I could have sat there with you for another 3-4 hours just talking straight comic book stories.
I was hoping you'd leave.
There it is, folks.
You called me an asshole earlier. What are you talking about?
I call you that all the time.
That's true.
I love it.
We're going to get demonetized on this one.
know,
We're going to need some super chats to make it up.
There we go.
That's all right.
All right.
But that's it. That's our time. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I mean, I had just as hard a time, and we'll get into the ones that I chose inside of our thoughts there.
Sure.
But it really was. I mean, it's very difficult because do I pick the most expensive? Do I pick the ones that, mean something to me for whatever reason? And but bottom line is that I think the topic fleshes out what's most important is that comics are important to us either way.
Yeah, made you guys think a little bit, right?
For sure.
That was pretty good. There you go. Like, what was last week was like the comics get burned out. Now don't let your comics burn.
Burn, right?
There's a trend we're doing here.
That's awesome.
What are you going to do? All right, let's go to our final 5, brought to you by Comic Proline. And you can go first. How about that?
Sounds good. Thank you, buddy. Again, these are books that just came out this week, and I figured I'd bring 5 future state books. So here is Harley Quinn #2. And then we got Swamp Thing #2. Haven't read it yet. Can't wait to. Then I got Wonder Woman #2.
Nice. You're all over those future staters.
Not all of them, but
most of them.
Most of them. The next Batman #3. And the one that I think is the worst I've read so far, which is The Flash #2.
That's too bad.
It really is. There's my final 5.
All right, don't drop those.
I'm not going to.
They look like they're going to drop. All right, I got my final 5. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's go for it.
This is the Brett Hess. I got mine.
Yes.
There you go. That's the Breathe the Body #1, the Brett Hess exclusive. You showed it last week. This one is Kaiju Score #1. That's the Hive Comics exclusive. These were both sent to me by Hive Comics and the Royal Collector, Eric. So I want to say thank you to them. I love the Brett Hess one. That's the one I wanted. And they threw in the Kaiju Score one because I actually like that book. But I didn't get #3. I didn't find it. So I don't know what's going on. But that's a pretty cool cover. And then I finally got this, Dead End Kids #1, The Suburban Job. This is from one of my local friends here at the comic shop. He actually went to another comic shop and found it and picked it up for me.
Nice.
And I thought that was pretty cool. And look at this. Didn't even know it. We're doubling up here, but you know what? I have the Alex Ross timeless variant as well.
Nice.
That's kind of my thing. He tried to steal my thunder.
Oh, I did.
Really? Really? But you know what? Of course, I'm going to show it, because I like those. And I'm hoping, like I said, the Vision one is the next one that will be out. The next issue of Avengers. I don't know about the Punisher one. That's the only character that's left in the mural that hasn't been done. If he's still in the Savage Avengers books, which he was in December, maybe he'll do a cover for that. But I don't know. Let's keep our fingers crossed that
absolutely.
we do see it. My last one is this one, and I pulled the trigger on this.
Sweet.
Something is Killing the Children, number 13. The Things from Another World exclusive. The 500 limited copies.
So I got just a quick question.
Yeah.
How much you pay for that?
I paid more than cover price, but I bought 2.
Oh, really?
And I sold 1.
Nice.
And the whole reason I bought 2 was because I had to pay more than cover price, and I feel like crap when I do that. So I got to make it up somehow. So I bought 2 copies, sold 1 copy. It paid for this one.
Sweet.
And
this is the man right here.
And I made a little bit extra money. But they have more. If people are interested, I might be able to find some more there. I think they had like a handful more.
It's a great cover.
Because, they're selling for like anywhere from $60 to $80 on eBay or something like that. You know? So, I don't know. But there you go. That's my final 5. Not bad, huh?
Final 5. Great final 5.
There you go. Thank you, Discovery Bay, for buying the extra copy. That's who bought. And I threw him in some extra stuff.
There you go.
So some Alex Ross. He doesn't even know it. Some Alex Ross timeless variants. Some other books. I gave him some prints of the guy who does the cards for us that are up here.
Oh, nice.
A whole set of those. So he's getting a little bit extra.
You made it worth his while.
A little bit, So there you go. But he was the first one. So
you're a good man, my friend.
Yeah, whatever. All right. All right. So those are our final 5. Let's go ahead and go to our next topic, which is not really a topic. It's one of our staples. It is Robbie's Pick of the Week.
Hey, everybody. I'm Rockin' Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers. Bueller's holding me hostage. He's telling me I have to keep sending in these videos or something bad's going to happen. Anyway, my pick of the week is
Swamp Thing number 2 by DC Comics. I have it, but I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite books from the Future State. It's actually my only book from the Future State, and it's done, so I'm good. My Future State experience is over. But this was Robbie's Pick of the Week. He really enjoyed it. This is by Ram V. He's going to be doing Swamp Thing again for the ongoing series. Maybe it's ongoing, I don't know. But after the Future State's all over, he'll be back doing a Swamp Thing series as well. Anyway, this book is actually on my Was It Good list, so I'm going to hold off and tell you what I think about it here in a minute. But Robbie was pretty much right on the money, as he normally... It wasn't... Last week, I think he got it wrong.
Yeah.
You don't remember, do you?
I don't.
It was the Batman black and white.
Oh, that's right.
Did you end up reading that?
Haven't got it yet.
Yeah, it's not very good. No, I'm just kidding. I might even be wrong on it.
I heard a lot of good things about
it. I don't even know. I might be wrong. But anyway, very cool. Do me a favor. Go check out Robbie's channel, Pop Culture Philosophers. He does all the comic book reviews on Tuesday night. You can check him out and decide what you want to get Wednesday. And he pretty much tells you how it is. So it's worth your time, and you'll really enjoy it. So... let's go ahead and move on to our fan favorite segment. Was it good? And we'll just say it's brought to you by Scout Comics. You can go to their website, enter the code Bueller, save 10%. They don't know that, but whatever. They don't know that they're bringing that to us, but it fits. So
there we go.
Might as well, right? So,
might as well.
You know what? You want to ask me since we already have that out there?
Sure. All right. So your first pick, Swamp Thing number 2 by DC Comics. Bueller. Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it. It was really good. I mean, like I said, it's 2 parts, okay? 1 and 2. That's it. It's 1, 2, and you're done. Mm-hmm. Simple story to follow. What happens is it takes place in the future, way in the future, and there's like a little part of humanity that's left and a little part swampies that are left. And for some reason, I don't know why, but the swampy guy, Swamp Thing, he decides to side with the humans instead of these swampy people. And if I was a swampy, I'd probably stick with the swampy people over the humans because the humans are trying to kill the swampies.
Swampies?
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's a good story, but I mean, he does. He actually, and the Swami people were like, "Why do you always side with them?" And he's like, "They're capable of good." After they're trying to kill them, I'm like, "Okay, what's wrong with the Swami people? They seem to like they're all right. You know, they're doing okay. You know, they're enjoying their times and stuff. You know, they got birds flying on them and stuff. You know." But you know, he all Swami people die, and he sacrifices himself so that the people can live in the trees and stuff. That's just what Swamp does.
That's what Swamp does.
Anyway, it's a good book. I liked it.
Swampies is what I call my underwear when they get all, you know, the hot.
I bet. Yeah. Smells like you got a pair on right now.
There you go.
Jesus. All right.
All right, I need some cornstarch. All right, anyway, next one is Venom number 33 from Marvel Comics. Bueller.
Yes.
Was it good?
I liked it. He's still dead. And, you know, you die, but you don't really die. It's like just part 2.
Right.
Yeah, it's like apparently in the Marvel Universe, you die, you just go somewhere else, and you have to go fight in that area before you go to another area, which is probably the worst area to go. So he's in that other area, and he might make it back. I don't know. It's weird.
It's Marvel.
It's Marvel. I mean, it's good. I enjoyed it, but it's like, you know.
No one ever really dies except for Karen Page.
It doesn't really. The weight of a death in a book really devalues it when it's not really a death. When you're just, oh yeah, you died, but you just go to this other area and you're fighting the same people, but they're just a little lighter, you know, because they try to make it more ghostly looking and stuff like that. So the colors aren't as vibrant and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's the only difference. Really, but it's a good book. Whatever.
Nobody ever dies in Marvel except for Karen Page.
There you go. All right.
The next one we have up, you don't actually have a book here for, but it's Deep Beyond number 1. I think it's by Image Comics. Is that right?
Yep.
Bueller.
Yeah.
Was it good? No?
I don't know.
You read it, though?
I read it. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Of course I did. I think I did.
Is that forgettable?
No, it was a lot of words. It was very wordy and very convoluted. That's a big word. I'm using that. But it was just like, I don't know what was going on because they were just trying to explain so much all at once, you know, and usually that's saved for issue 2 a lot of times and stuff. And there was some kind of disease or something, you know, and I think they're living in the ocean, but in like pods, and there's like sea creatures out there that are trying to get them and stuff, and there's like conspiracy. There's just a lot going on, and to where they could cut off like 2 or 3 of the things and just focus on one end, and it would be a lot more enjoyable. So I don't think I'm going to go for issue number 2. Issue number 1, I appreciate they sent me an advanced copy of it, so that was kind of nice, but I'm kind of glad I didn't waste my money on it.
There you go.
So there you go.
There you go.
Sorry, Image. All right, Bob, you are up next. Let me set these ones down.
All right,
here we go. Bob, we have Canto 2, The Hollow Men, number 5. And, Bob, was it good?
It was amazing. Absolutely. And not just because it's one of my favorite titles.
Yeah.
It was really, really well done. You know, Bueller has a way of writing that really hits the heartstrings. The artwork was amazing, and it was a fitting.
Bueller? Bueller?
No, not Bueller.
Bueller?
Bueller. And the way it ended, of course, sets up the next storyline. And I can't wait to get more. We're going to get more in April. We're going to have a bridge story. But this was such a fitting end. Really well done. Loved every second of it, and I'm sad that I'm not going to get any more for the next couple months.
What was better, the first volume or the second volume?
First volume. Really? First volume. But very close second on the second volume.
So it's going downhill is what you're saying.
Nah. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, if you asked me to choose, I'm choosing number 1, right?
All right.
But it's very, very well done.
All right, I'll take your word for it. All right, we got another one here. Chained to the Grave, another IDW book. Bob, was it good?
It was all right. It was all right. I mean, I'm taking it off my pull list. I mean, it's based in the Old West, and there's a guy that basically stole some gold. He was killed for it, and his wife figures out a way to bring him back from the dead.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it gets kind of zany because, I mean, you know, she wants to show him how much she missed him after he's been dead all this time.
Yeah.
You know?
Coitus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, coitus.
And but I mean, really, the dialogue and the story, the way it was developed, was very choppy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had parts where I couldn't get into it, and it was really, when it comes down to the end of it, I mean, it was okay, but highly forgettable.
Yeah. Is he still chained to the thing?
Yeah.
So that is a thing. I just kind of made that up when I did my little top 10 of it. It's he's still chained to the thing. You can't get around very good.
No, he's chained to the gravestone, so he carries it around with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, sometimes I hit the mark. It's kind of like that Boy Scout one.
There you go.
All right. Last one, we got the Maniac of New York, #1 by Aftershock Comics. Bob, was it good?
It was good. I mean, I was very surprised because most of it's kind of drawing on the whole Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees story.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen Robbie's review on it, but he's totally spot on.
Yeah.
But the way they spin it, even though it's an old character, and they don't actually mention his name, it's a whole brand new thing.
Sure.
It was highly enjoyable drawing upon all that and creating a new story. And I enjoyed it very much. I'm going to keep it on my pull list.
There you go. You know, is it a 5-issue series? Do you know? Or
I don't know.
okay, it's probably a 5-issue series.
Today's probably five or
That's
six.
usually what they do.
Yeah.
So it's basically about this killer that can't be killed,
Basically.
and they just kind of give up. And like,
Yeah, but I mean,
let them do it.
Normal serial killers, that are out there, they don't kill like 20, 30 people at a time. This one does.
Oh wow!
Right, and
He's got standards.
one believes that he can't be taken down. The other one does. There's two different women that are going after the particular character, and
there you go.
But it's a good story.
Awesome, man. Well, there you go. That's the ones we read. It sounds like we each liked 2.
Yeah.
And then the other one we didn't care for.
Right.
Different books, but whatnot. Not bad. Not
bad at all.
Not a bad week. I read some other books. They were pretty good. What are you going to be reading next week?
So next week I got these written down. I'm going to read Radiant Black #1. I think that's from Image or Image Comics. Another one is Orc #1. Had that one on my pull list, and then I think that this is the final issue of the series, Devil's Red Bride #5.
Look at you going all independent next week.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'm going with Daredevil #27 since you're not covering it.
It's all right.
Might as well do it. Casual Fling #1.
You would.
I figure why not?
All right, here we go.
I'm hoping that I find it. I've always had a hard time finding it. Hopefully this time I know where it is on a Wednesday morning. And Morbius Bond of Blood #1. That's a one-shot Marvel one.
Right.
This list might change as far as the Morbius one goes. I just kind of threw that in there because it's not a very heavy week as far as like a lot of great books coming out next week. So,
yeah.
But really looking forward to a casual fling every now and then.
Especially when it happens on New Comic Book Day.
Oh, that's the perfect one. And on the way to Taco Bell.
Oh my gosh, man.
3 years of this shit.
I love it, man.
Okay.
Here's a whole new mini day. Happy Chalupa Day.
All right, so that's our Was It Good segment, sponsored by probably nobody now. Sorry, Scout Comics. We'll take your name off.
Yeah, there we go.
But you know what? We have our newest segment, and this is our Random Thoughts with Bob and Bueller, and this is where we just have random thoughts about random things.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to talk about, and this is a real downer, because I was really looking forward to having this conversation with them. We were going to talk about WandaVision, the newest episode.
Yeah.
Bob has not seen it yet.
I have not.
And here it is. It's a day later. I'm all excited. Obviously, you guys probably have seen it. There's obviously a big spoiler. We're not going to say what it is, but there's a lot of talk about it right now. And how Bob has managed to avoid it is pretty impressive, to be totally honest. But
to be fair, normally we film this on Saturdays. It's Friday, right?
Yeah, we're really early.
Right? And so, I mean, I'm chomping at the bit. When I get home, that's what we're doing first thing. My wife and I
you call me later tonight.
I will. But I've been trying to avoid the huge spoiler all day long, and but I'll get to it.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about it, but we're not going to spoil anything like we have in the past. I was just telling Bob, I'm a little tired of the whole sitcom thing. It just gets a little bit played out. I don't think we're spoiling anything by saying, hey, they're doing the sitcom thing again in this other episode, but now it's like an 80s, because every time they're kind of jumping like 10 years or whatnot.
Right.
So now they're referring to like Family Ties. I don't know what good that does, and I was just telling Bob, I go, why can't if she's in charge, if she's running the show, because that's kind of what they were alluded to in the last episode, it's all Wanda, why doesn't she just create a world with her and him and just normal time and not through all these loops, have like a laugh track or something, you know,
Right.
something that doesn't draw so much attention, you know, at least, you know. And so anyway, I was kind of asking Bob. I go, if there's another party involved, okay, and I'm thinking to myself, who does like TV stuff in the Marvel Universe? And that was the Mojo character.
Yeah.
I don't know if his name's been thrown out anywhere, but
I don't think so. I think my theory on this is what I've heard from, you know, a number of people is that, you know, yes, it's Wanda's power, but there is one character inside of the thread of the sitcoms that keeps reappearing, and that's Agnes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that that's going to be Agatha Harkness, which really ties into the whole Doctor Strange thing. I don't know if that's true yet, but if it does turn out to be Agatha Harkness and she's the one that kind of drove her to do this, then that kind of makes sense, and we'll see.
Well,
but
you're definitely gonna have to watch the next episode.
All right, cool.
Isn't she in the next Doctor Strange movie?
Yes, she is.
She is, okay.
At least rumored, yeah.
Multiverse thing
Yeah.
or whatnot. Is the Spider-Man one a Spider-Verse thing?
Okay, so the Spider-Man is rumored to be Spider-Verse just because they've got, you know,
Like Tobey Maguire and the other guys?
Exactly.
Okay.
And you know, somebody said that WandaVision, the theory is WandaVision could be the catalyst that does make that possible.
Yeah.
But I don't know yet.
Yeah. Be interesting to see. I don't know if that... I don't know that because I look at it as like, because Sony owns Spider-Man still. And like when you go and buy the box set, like the whole Marvel Universe, it doesn't have the Spider-Man movies in there. And
No, they borrowed them.
Yeah, they borrowed them, but you don't get that. So like if you want to get like on Disney Plus, you don't get those Spider-Man movies.
No.
So they don't even include that as far as chronological order of the movies, even though they do fit into the universe.
Right.
They kind of stand on their own with just some references and some borrowing of some characters.
Right.
So whether they pull the trigger and go full on, you know, hey, this doesn't work without it. You know, they haven't done that yet. So.
No, and I'd be surprised if they went that deep with it. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. Another topic. Something is Killing the Children is going on hiatus for a few months. Issue 15, it comes out in February, or I think 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe next week. And then they're off until May, as far as what I understand. So I believe this is probably the end of the story arc. And then in May, you know, they'll be back with the regular issues. Some people thought that they were ending. They're just taking a few months off, and then they'll be back with hopefully, maybe it'll end in a cliffhanger. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of surprised to hear this news. I didn't think that there was going to be any type of break, and I'm kind of curious as to why.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll be excited to get it back because I look forward to it every month.
Yeah, maybe he's got some other title he wants to do.
He's got so much going on right now.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like some of this Killing the Children will be back in May. So we just have to wait just a few months, and then we'll get the regular issue back. Probably a ton of different variants, you know, for the celebration of issue 16. So
Right.
you don't have to wait too long. It just so happens the last issue comes out the same day as the Berserk #1 comes out.
Wow.
So that's kind of their, you know, they'll have that going for a few issues. So that's kind of why. So they don't want to flood the market or whatnot with two AAA titles. Apparently that Berserker has sold already like 500,000 copies or something like that.
Highest selling comic book of 2021.
Yeah, right. Anyway, also let's go ahead and talk about our 5 that we would take. Bob doesn't have his with him. Like he said earlier, he's got some home renovations, so he couldn't really get to his books. But Bob, what are the 5 that you would grab?
So I was just thinking about this when I came here. I had those trade paperbacks, and so you know, I thought to myself, do I pick my most expensive comics or do I pick the ones that mean the most to me? And I went with the ones that mean the most to me.
Sure.
So the first one would be Avengers 58, my slab comic that I have signed by Roy Thomas. That's the one that changed my life.
Yep.
That'll always go with me. The other one is The Dark Knight Returns. And I'd have to just pick issue #1 because I can't pick the whole story arc.
Sure.
But I never forget how that impacted me when that came out. Another one would be Iron Man #150. I'll never forget how much I loved that story, and must have read it 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
And then another one is Astonishing Tales #8. I can't tell you how much that impacted me as well, understanding Doctor Doom's motivation for his life. And
was that his origin or something? Or
it's not his origin. It basically shows, you know, that once a year he goes up into the tower and basically takes a trip to hell to try to save his mother. And he does that every year on the same day every year. And it really shows the motivation for his life, and it really impacted me. I understood that character.
You know, in that new Doctor Doom book that was out, he killed everybody.
I know.
That was the last issue. You just killed everybody.
There we go. And then the last one would be Daredevil number 231. I can't take the whole Born Again storyline with me, but number 231, where he actually forgives Karen Page, that panel where he's hugging her, impacted me so much. I'll never forget the first time that I read it, and I would have to take that with me.
There you go. Now, do you have these 5 separated?
I do not.
You need to.
I know.
Get your Go Box ready.
Now that I've heard the Go Box, I'm like, you know what? I need to do that.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
At least handy for you to get. Like have them all attached to each other with a string.
Because if a fire happens, I'd be like a deer in the headlights. What do I do?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Well, those are pretty cool. I know a lot of the backstory to those. You shared it quite a bit, and mine are kind of the same way. I've shared them quite a bit, but I have mine available, obviously, since we're here at my place. So I'll just go ahead and show you the 5 that are on my list. And first one's first was my Hulk 181, which is the first appearance of Wolverine, and was a gift from one of our viewers, Steve Whiting. Just an amazing gift. I always wanted the book. Never thought I would be able to afford it, to be totally honest, unless I found it for, a obscenely low amount of money. But Steve stepped up and purchased this for me and sent it my way, so that's awesome. Steve's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Next one is more of a sentimental value. This is my Spider-Man number 1. It's autographed by Todd McFarlane.
Yeah. Got
that done when I was in high school, when he came to our high school to hang out with us for a while. And he signed a bunch of stuff for me. This is the one I've kept the whole time. I did have another one. I gave it to Sam. It was ASM 366, I think, something like that. I gave it to him for Christmas or birthday or something like that. But this is the one that's special. I remember him signing that for me right there on the front cover and everything. And that it just came out as well. So it was pretty cool. Next one is the Marvel Superheroes Contest of Champions number 1. That was the first comic I ever got at a comic book shop that was actually at Pegasus Books in Milwaukee, which is actually would be right down the street from my current LCS, but that place is no longer in business. My mom took me there. I was looking for this book for a long time. I was just like 8 years old. I saw the preview in a different book. I was like, what are they all looking at? And then I finally saw it up on the shelf. My mom bought it for me, so I've had it ever since. The next one is Amazing Spider-Man number 129. This is a 3-for right there because it's my favorite character. It was a gift from my nephew Grant and Sarah, who I just want to say, hey, both of them have been on the show, and actually you're the one who helped me perform the wedding ceremony for them to get married. They are expecting. They are, I think, more than halfway, and they got a baby on the way. So I'm trying to get them to name it Bueller somewhere in there, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So congratulations to you guys. Looking forward to having myself a little one around there that I can be an uncle and everything stuff.
You teach him how to eat chalupas.
Exactly. No baby food, just chalupas. But yeah, it was a gift, and it's also autographed by Jerry Conway. I did an interview with him. He's one of the creators of The Punisher. So nice book. 3 reasons why. Character, gift, interview with the creator, all right there. The last one is the newest one to add to this, and really, it was a really easy choice for me to do. It's the Knock 'em Dead number 1. It's my very first exclusive comic. The reason why it's this one, as soon as I autographed it, I signed it to myself. And it was the very top one in the box when I opened the box. And I signed it to myself, 1 of 1, the date and everything. And it's right, you can't really see it. It's right there in the front. I don't know if you can see it right there.
Oh, yeah.
The silver ink. But all the other ones went out to either people who purchased them or my friends and family. But that's the only one I'm keeping. And like I said, it's signed to me, signed to myself. It's, from Bueller to Travis or whatnot.
Right.
And so that's a very special book. There will only ever be the very first one, and that's the one. So that's my 5. That's my 5 that I would take with me.
That's awesome stuff.
And it's pretty cool. So I like sharing it. Yours as well. Awesome books, to grab. Don't let that fire come on in there and stuff like that. But yeah, now I have 5. I used to just have 4. So adding the Knock 'em Dead was the 5. The other 4, which is actually the 4 I did grab when the fire was coming towards my house last year. Those are the 4 I grabbed. And all the other ones I left here at the house, expecting maybe they're gone tomorrow.
Right.
But now I have a 5th, so it's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
So there you go. That's our random thoughts and our 5 books that we would save. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That's about it, man. Let's just sit here and relax for a minute. 3 years.
Yeah, man.
3 years doing this. And, it's been a wonderful 3 years, full of nothing but really highs. Not very many lows, to be totally honest. When I think about it, it's all been gravy. It's all icing on the cake, and having you here for the last year and some odd, let's just say a year and a month or something like that, because you came on board right before the 2-year anniversary. Really made the show what it is. I mean, go back and look at before you came on board, okay? And people watched it, maybe 1,000, 2,000 people, okay? And then go back and see how much it's grown over the last year. We have episodes in 10,000, 12,000, average 6,000 views every week. Tune in to watch us talk about comic books.
I know.
And it just keeps growing, and I never thought we'd have shows over 10,000 that still get views to this day. These have become not just weekly things, but as soon as they're done, people go watch them in reverse. They go, hey, I found your channel. I'm going to go back and watch all these things. And they're like an hour and a half long. And they go back and they watch them all.
It's amazing.
And that's pretty cool, And like I said, adding you to the coffee show made all the difference in the world, because it allows us to have a conversation with you guys and not just me sitting here talking to nobody.
Right.
So now I have to talk to you.
Well, I'm so glad that you invited me, because it's been just an amazing journey with me. I've loved it because I've gained a great friend, and that is priceless, know. And I can't tell you how much every week over week, we get the emotional, how much it means to me that we get together and have as much fun as we do. Because we love comics, and no matter what we do, that's always going to show out. And people have mentioned so many times that our chemistry is great, and that right there is a testament to our friendship. And I'm just privileged to be here. 3 years, man. What an amazing accomplishment that is. I've loved watching you and your journey ever since I met you. And it's just so much fun to watch all the different stuff that you put, even the stuff when you're cranking on it, you're just like, I'm just going to put this out and see what happens. You're just doing it for fun. And I crack up on it because you're a trickster, jokester on that stuff. And to see the response that you get out of it, man, it's a testament to who you are and to your ability, because really, man, so many people come to you for advice. And you've done an amazing thing here. In 3 years, great job, man.
Just getting started.
Hey, man, come on.
Just getting started, man. It really is. It's 3 years just getting started. I wouldn't, last year when we were sitting here in the 2 years, we were about 9,000 subscribers. Well, actually, on the day we hit 2 years, we hit 9,000. Right now, we're in 1 year's time, which took us 2 years to hit 9,000. 1 year since then, we're almost at 18,000.
Wow.
So we've doubled that audience in just a year, which took us 2 years previously. So at that rate, if we're doubling every year, sky's the limit.
Wow.
There's a lot of comic book, fans out there, man. And that's who we're looking to get on board on this show. And, because people like to talk about comics.
Absolutely.
And, it's not ending anytime soon. Now, that being said, I do want to take a minute, and some of you guys have heard this because I've kind of let it spill out a little bit. I have a goal in over the next year or so, and we're going to be doing the show for the next year, possibly a little bit longer, but I do have a goal for next year, for the 4-year anniversary. One of the things I've always wanted to do is travel, and Bob's fully aware of this.
Yeah.
And I want to incorporate my love of travel with comics. That being said, I'm taking the initiative to where I'm actually selling my house. I've already talked to some people and stuff like that, The goal is to sell the house. I'm going to, I don't know if you want to call it the van life or whatever, or get some kind of mobile thing. It's a bus, really is what I'm looking at, and fix it up and kind of live a mobile life type thing. My goal is to travel, all throughout the United States and Canada or Mexico or whatnot. I want to go to every comic book shop in America. I want to go to as many people as I can see. If you're watching this video, if I'm in San Antonio, it's like, hey, I live in San Antonio. And if I'm there, I want you to let me know. And I want to come over and say, hey, man, it was nice to meet you. I want to show off your collection. I want to do that type of thing. I want to travel. I want to take my love of travel with comics and stick them together and see what happens. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's a long road ahead to get to that point. That's why I'm taking a year to get there. because it involves a lot of moving parts, selling my house, some legal things and everything has to get squared away, and just some stuff in general, monies, as well. It's not going to be cheap, but it's definitely something I've wanted to do for a long time. And luckily, because of you guys who watch, you guys have made it able for me to make a living on the road. I can make my videos on the road. I can do the preview video. I can do other videos on the road and hopefully bring more content to you as well. And that's kind of my goal on the 4-year anniversary. So a year from today, things might look a lot different. But it's going to be a fun year to get there.
Come on.
So I just wanted to share that. I'll share more details with you as things go along the way and stuff like that. Like I said, I have talked about this a little bit before, and more details will come as we get closer and stuff. But I got a whole year of the wheels are already in motion. This is something I've been working on already for about 3 or 4 months and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to happen, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Whole world.
I mean, it'll be bittersweet for me because of course this show will end.
Well, I don't know.
To a certain extent.
Yeah, maybe you just get someone else sitting in here. Slide on over, jerk.
Right. But I'm excited for you, man. I mean, you're an idea man, and so I love the ideas that you come up with, and I know that you're going to be successful in your next venture just as much as you have been in doing this. Yeah. For sure.
Be a lot of fun. A lot of the reasons why I'll be able to do that is because of you, man, to be totally honest. You bringing the audience to the show, and you guys are watching, and Bob bringing the audience as well. I mean, that's what it is. This is not a decision I could have made a year ago, and so that, I can make it happen. Just because really, as far as financial-wise, it's not going to work. Here I am, fast forward this year, I'm like, this could actually happen. This is something I've always wanted to do, and this is something I can make happen and be very comfortable doing it. So, kids are growing up. There's no wife around here.
He's still after that casual fling, though.
But it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to it. Should be a fun year. Going to do a build in this bus and stuff like that, and my family's all looking forward to it. My family's all on board for it. And the nice thing is, in my area, if I want to come back home or whatnot, my family owns a lot of property in the area and stuff, and it's not really a problem for a place for me to stay. So looking forward to it, man. Something different. Something
I think it's going to be
new and
amazing.
exciting. Comics on the road with Bueller.
Come on, man.
And coffee and chalupas. That good stuff. All right, that's it. That's our 3-year show.
That's awesome.
111.
Happy 3-year anniversary.
There you go. Thank you. Happy 1 year and a couple of weeks anniversary on the show. So there you go. Tell me about your channel a little bit, Bob. My
channel is Everything Comics. I do put out comic book content. Reviews and I'm ramping back up a little bit, and my review video will be out by the time this video drops. But let me try to redeem myself just a little bit. You put me on the spot earlier for Daredevil 184 cover.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's the cover where he's got the gun pointing out.
Probably not it.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
It's probably one Wolverine with his paws upside down.
There we go, right?
Or maybe the gun one, I don't know.
I love all the covers, man.
Yeah, it all works. Way to cover your base. Or your ass.
Right.
But, check out Everything Comics. He hasn't had me on there for a while. I'm looking forward to possibly going on this show because we had some good times on the coffee stuff. We don't go to that coffee shop anymore because they don't like you. But we can go to a different one.
It's just a little bit harder at my house because of the family dynamics.
Yeah.
But we'll make it happen.
Yeah. I like being a guest on his show every now and then.
Yeah.
That's all right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for an awesome 3 years. And here's looking forward to another year and another year and another year after that. So thank you so much. Cheers to everyone. Appreciate it. I'll go ahead and do it this time since Bob hates it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.